Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mwape. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Good, good.
Oh, this is very one-sided. No video at your end?
No, sorry. There's always something going on in my background, so I'll keep it off. With the kids and stuff, so being at home.
Oh, yes, the whole being a parent whilst COVIDing from home. I get it.
Yes, yes. Um, but I'm actually going to be sharing my screen. I just wanted to kind of get an overview of what you have done with the onboarding process. I know Chris set you up in Salesforce and has your email set up.
Yes, I've not been given any of that access yet, though.
Oh, you haven't?
No one's given me any IT access. Not for email, not for Salesforce. So it's good to know that my user ID is in there, but no, none of that's been communicated to me.
Okay, so I emailed him this morning and he said he has that set up. So I might have to, all right, so let's do this. Let me get note of it so I can have him set you up, because I wanted to kind of go into Salesforce with you and kind of go through the process. Have you used Salesforce before?
Yes, I have. One of my clients, my active new construction client has a variant of Salesforce. So I'm getting used to it. I haven't used it very much since its early days, about 20 years ago. So.
Okay. So what I was wanting to do was kind of go through putting in information in Salesforce so it shows up on the activity report, which you got this morning,
okay.
And kind of going through the placement order. Since you haven't been, Chris hasn't shared the information for Salesforce, I will wait on that, and we can actually do it later.
Are we talking about Chris Reynolds here? Chris
Reynolds, yes.
Hang on, let me search, make sure. I don't want to be saying that, no, I haven't got it, and suddenly I missed it somewhere. So hang on a sec. Let me double check my junk. Junk emails, hello. I think I only had a hi and temporary goodbye from Chris. Hang on, let me see if I. Okay. Chris Reynolds last Wednesday. Great to meet you. Looking forward to having you aboard. We'll connect soon. That was what I got from him.
Okay. All right. So I guess we'll move the Salesforce part to when you have it, just so at least you can take a look at it.
If he's got it and you can raise him via email, then he can share it, and I'll get straight in. No problem.
Let me send him an email. In the meantime, I guess we can kind of go through the placement order. I sent it to you last week, and I know it's just, there's a lot of information that's listed on there, so just wanted to kind of go through.
No, I appreciate you getting that out to me. I discussed that with Bob, and Bob's like, hey, probably best, given that we're already into July, he's like, probably best if you invoice them directly and then just cut CFOs to go and check for the 10%. And said, we'll get them set up at a more leisurely pace into the August billing cycle. So I told him I was fine with that.
Okay.
But I've already created a version to work on that with you. So I have a placement order form for that client. So I haven't started filling it out. I thought I'd wait for your coaching on that.
Sure. Okay. I just emailed Chris.
Okay.
And so your email address is actually peter@sco2go.com.
Oh, now I do feel like one of a kind. Not first initial, last name, but Peter. Wow, take it back.
So I'll update that on the contact list as well. And you got that on Thursday? The contact list?
I haven't received that either.
Oh, I sent that to you.
Oh, hang on. Then I may not have realized what was in one of your emails. So I may have got it, but hang on. Master placement order I got from you. Maybe. I got very nice to meet you and welcome onboarding. Talking about that onboarding. Sending you the Zoom stuff. Other contacts. business
Yeah.
development meeting, and then Thursday, hang on, the contact info.
Yes, that's it.
Didn't see anything about email.
No, I was asking if you got the contact info sheet. That's what
Oh,
I
so I
meant.
think
Yeah.
if I got my email for to-go group login.
Oh, no,
No, okay, excuse me, still getting up to speed here.
no, that's fine.
Let me find where I put that document on my hard drive. 1 second. Let me open that up now. So I confirm, yes, I did receive that.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we can kind of go through the placement order, and then I'll show you the contract, which I'll send to you as well, just so you can be familiar with, you know, the wording and all that
Are
information.
we talking about client contracts here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so I owe you, just to kind of to get through, I owe you a signature for which matches CFOs, the rest of the partners for CFOs to go. I'll send you a calendar, which just kind of shows the events going on, like when partners get paid, when the commissions go out, when we have partner meetings. So I'll send that to you. And then also for Salesforce, there is, if you have a lot of contacts and you wanted to just send an email, an Excel spreadsheet to Chris Reynolds so he can just mass import. A lot of partners prefer to do that rather than having, you know, all your contacts put in one at a time. So I'll send you like the spreadsheet, which is kind of with the fields which are importable. So it's an easy process. So I'll send that to you right after this call, but I will share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, just showing up now.
Okay. All right. So I'll fill this out like I am, you know, as if it's for a client, and I'll just put some information. So the main information that needs to be filled out by you, and this is like as much information as you have. The most important information is this right here, the client information.
Okay, hang on. Oh yeah, the client information box, okay.
Yes. So we have this contract type. Oh, actually, just to go back. So this is there's different placement orders. The one that the partners use is this one, the partners. So if you see here, if I click on 2, it changes for the confirmation of assignment, kind of when we're staffing a controller, interim controller. And then we have the A to go when we're staffing an interim bookkeeper, accountant, that type of thing.
So hang on, up there by revision 1.1, there's a drop down. Okay,
there's a drop down right here.
So it's, okay, accountants to go.
So the one that the partners use will always be CFOs to go partners.
Okay.
And then here there's the direct hire or consulting. And of course the partners will be using the consulting. When we have a placement, which is permanent placement, that's when we do the direct hire, and it just changes slightly.
Okay.
So as I highlighted, this is the important information. Here, of course, is the job title, so it would be COO. And then the contract labor type for for the consultants or the partners, it's always exempt.
Okay.
For the contract type, it'll always be a professional services agreement and PSA. The confirmation of assignment is as well when we do the higher level, or actually whenever we do the consulting, but it's not a person who's within CFOs to go or within our organization. So when we do have some consultants who are independent consultants, and that's when they would have a confirmation of assignment, which is a little bit different.
Okay. Yes, I interviewed someone on Friday that might be a consulting part, fractional COO out of Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be uh, probably what I'd look to use him for is on that type of basis.
Correct.
Till we
Uh-huh.
work with him a while, he seems to be attracted to the to-go group's business model, but we'll let him warm up a bit and approach us once we've started working with him.
Okay. All right. And then with the credit rating, it's pretty much how long, the risk, and how much time do you want to give them to pay the invoices. Usually it's a 15-day, so I would put a credit rating as 2. But now with the PPP clients or a lot of the cannabis clients, we put as a 3, which is pay upon receipt of invoice.
Yeah,
So that's
my historical billing practices, Mwape have been um, charging clients upfront for the
mhm,
month by month period, and they
okay.
pay in advance because I don't do collections.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's usually it's due upon presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So my construction industry clients, the billing cycle for them, just because of my start date, runs from the 10th of the month through the 9th of the month. But they do accounts payable on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'll be presenting them this Thursday with the new invoice for the 10th through the 9th, and they will be paying that immediately.
Okay. So it's
So
a prepay. It's not really. So it's a prepayment rather than.
it's a prepayment because if they
Okay.
don't pay, then I won't be showing up on site. And that's
Got it.
it simplifies and streamlines my focus. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, I position it as no judgment on their ability or willingness to pay. It's just like, this is what works for me. And do they want me focused on doing the job at their location?
Got it.
So,
Okay. And do you usually do a fixed fee, like a fixed cost for
yeah,
that?
for this client, I'm on client side 2 days a week. So it's a monthly billing cycle. So they pay what? Because it was priced, and I had them for 2 years in the sales pipeline. It's priced at 11,000 a month for 2 days a week. Now, from the 10th of June through the 9th of July, they actually got 5 whole weeks. So they got 10 days compared to the usual 8, maybe a ninth day if they're lucky. But that's just, flat fee basis.
Okay.
So
So Joe.
they would have been charged more if they were a new client that, and I was under the to-go group umbrella as I am now.
Okay. All right. So Joe Aloof does something similar to that, where
Okay.
they pay for 10 hours a month before the month begins, and then any additional hours that are worked are billed or invoiced at the end. So
Okay.
that's how he does it. So if you want to bill them for 8 days and you work 10 days, then the 2 extra days are a separate invoice that's sent out.
Yeah, this is fixed fee per month, so
Okay. It just
nobody's
regardless.
nickel and diming over how many days I'll actually be showing up. It's already
Mm-hmm.
committed to, and I just do the work.
Okay. All right.
It's very
So.
time consuming what I do. It's a little bit different to the CFO partners.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot more immersion and scrambling than erstwhile CFOs. So
Okay. All right. So then going down, we go to the contract date and.
but I am trying to position it on a daily billing basis, ideally for larger new clients. So I might be able to trend towards the to-go group's best practices over time. But the fixed fee per month is what I do for the smaller interim clients that are probably under about 10 or maybe 15 million in revenue.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just go down here. End
Okay.
date is usually
Usually it's 90 days, 3 months out, or okay, to be determined. That's fine as well. For me, it's usually initial 3 to 6 month engagement, and then we then reassess.
Okay. So do you want to do that instead, or is TBD? Okay.
For this current client, it's it was from 10th of June for 3 months, but it's unlikely unless they have a major economic hiccup for it to change.
Okay. So I'll do September 10th.
I've already sent Bob a copy of the contract. So yeah, it's from 6th of June, not July. 10th of July, June.
Okay.
So contract date. I think they signed on the 9th of June, and the start date was the 10th of June. So it was all done by DocuSign.
Okay. All right. So do you have a bill rate that you, at least approximately, and this is really for payment purposes, like for our internal invoicing?
Well, I won't be invoicing CFOs to go on an hourly basis either.
So you would do the fixed?
It's going to be on the fixed fee basis, yeah.
And you
For
said
this type of client. I mean, I do bill at about $285 an hour when it's project based, and it's not something that's easily estimatable. That's more for strategy consulting and coming in and analyzing. So it will be times by what, 0.9?
0.9, yes.
Yeah. Although that goes to 0.85 after some period of time, does it not? Yeah.
Yes, after 3 months, after 90 days, it goes to 85%. But then for clients that are referred to you, or that you, that are referred to you, it goes from 60 to 65%. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And retainer amount, that's usually, if you're doing a prepaid, there's probably no need for a retainer, just because you're paying.
Yeah, it's not
just kind of a.
Yeah, if it was a project based on hourly billing rate, Mwape, then I would do a retainers. Generally, what I do is about 10,000 or 15, depending on the size of the client and how much I'm needing to be there in a given month. We draw down with a replenishment of around the $2,000 left level.
Got it. Okay. All right. So as you just see, I'm just
usually
it's
a non-refundable retainer. So
okay.
It's use it or lose it. But I err pretty much in my clients' favors. I mean, I'm doing a lot of additional work beyond 2 days a week for this current client, but that's always the way it is early on. They don't get billed for that. It's just the nature of being part of the leadership team.
Okay.
If only I had the easy life of these CFOs. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
I look at Mark Lupe and Chris Chillingworth, and I'm like, oh, come on, guys, you have it easy.
Yeah, I'm sure they would beg to differ, but yes.
No, they juggle a lot more simultaneous clients. That's why I aim to get to where they are.
Yeah. Okay. So here in the description of services, this is what would be in the contract as the scope of services. So it's just pretty much a short description of what the work that you'll be doing, so that it's included in the contract, and I'll show that to you as well.
Okay, yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the contract template, because Bob was like, well, can we just change this new client of yours? I'm like, yeah, whilst I'm bringing them on board, let's not change the legal contracts until the 90-day basis.
Okay.
So.
All right. So here, of course, this is where all the information would come in, and then.
Okay, so basically, for contact name, is that the executive sponsor, or are you looking for the accounts payable?
No, it's actually it's actually the person who will be signing the contract. So that's what would be put on here. And in the special instructions, I just put in here monthly prepayments, and I can expand on that.
Okay.
But if the email for invoices has to go to someone else, that can be included in this part right here. So if it's like, okay, send all invoices, send contract to this person, but send invoices, billing invoices to this email address, that can be put in there.
Special instructions.
The special instructions.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
this is just. And so here we just put new and whether it's a new or existing client. And so I'll leave that part. And so this is pretty much what we need. So this part here, who is it that...
I could fill anything in. I get 100% off.
No, well, you would send that to me and I'd probably change it.
I know. I'll try not to create extra work for you.
No, that's fine. So who is it that referred you to CFOs to go? I'm sorry, I'm not.
Oh, well, I'd already met Bob a good 18 months ago. I came in and interviewed with him a couple of times. Wasn't the right time for either of us. But this time round, Brian Dunkel is the partner that brought me in.
Okay. So Brian would get...
yes, he gets whatever the override is.
Recruiter, yeah, the recruiter commission for a year for you. And the rest would be 0-0 since you're getting the 90% of the pay rate. So if you were getting 65% or 60%, the partner who referred the sales to you would get the 10%, the 15% for sales.
25% breakdown.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so that's the placement order.
Okay. Can you make sure I get a filled out copy of that, please?
Yes, I'll send this right to you.
Thank you, because I know me, whilst it all makes sense at the time I run through it, I don't have perfect recall, so I would be slightly hazy on facing actually filling it out again.
Okay. Yes, I'll send this to you. Let me get to the...
So I just need to fill in the rest of the client details and the contract stuff. It may make sense just to leave the billing as it is until we get in a to-go group contract with this client.
Okay.
Because otherwise you'll be, the challenge is you're not recognizing the full revenue, just the 10% commission, but you don't have any legal contract with them. That's the kind of the quandary we're in right now with me bringing over an existing client, but a very new one.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't want to create risk and exposure from an errors and omissions point of view for the firm.
Okay. Let me save this. And what's the name of your client?
The doing business as name is NorCal Foundation Support, but the actual legal entity is Matthew Phelps Enterprises, Inc. But all I have is the DBA on my contract because I didn't have full disclosure at the time, but hey, now I'm in there. Okay. I get all the facts.
Okay. Yeah, for whatever reason, there's the internet, and I know a lot of people complain about it, but the internet's somehow not the best with everyone working from home.
No, it's definitely having challenges. So I'll fill out Matthew Phelps Enterprises Inc. on that, plus all the contact details so we can get them in the database. But
so that's there, and now we can go to the contract.
But I'm hoping we can get a trial invoice. An invoice actually sent out for them for August. Because they're expecting it, they're aware that I'm coming under the umbrella, so we probably need to get it out to them for Thursday, the 6th of August. They need to receive it by then.
Okay.
Because the 10th is a Monday, and they don't have an AP cycle until the 11th. So I need them to put the check in the mail by the 6th.
Okay.
Ooh, the PSA. I haven't seen this before.
PSA, yes. So depending on what you prefer, we can always change this from COs to go or to go group. It's up to you, and then we can.
Possibly the to go group.
Okay.
Whilst I'm of course building the practice of COOs to go, part of how I'm explaining this is such a positive move is that the resources, the whole of the to go group are available to my clients now. So to have an invoice in the to go group or branded that way probably is better because it starts moving their thinking from just the COO C-suite vertical to the whole of the suite.
Okay.
So I know that at this client, we're going to have 2-day-a-week staff augmentation needs sometime in the next few months for someone that does ARAP to free up their existing accountant. That person's billing at a $75 an hour basis. I know we can get someone in there for cheaper than that for AR and AP.
Okay. All right. I know we do have a PSA, which is got the to-go group that I had. So let me see. So we can actually just look at that rather than this one.
Now I'm making you hunt across the hard disk, aren't I?
That's fine. All right, perfect. So I'll send that to you as well. Okay, here we go.
Oh, and by the way, thank you on the to-go group contact list.
Yes.
Thank you for adding the to-go COOs to-go logo at the bottom.
No problem. Yeah, just yeah, I thought it would be fair.
Very kind.
All right. So with the contract, it's really what is what's highlighted is what needs to be filled out.
Okay.
So I'll just. So that was 9.
Yeah, we can't really backdate it to June. We'll just have to have it ready for going forward. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want to backdate the contract? You
No,
just
no. Having already signed it, it's just going to land weirdly.
Got it.
I've told them it's not changing everything, but when it comes to the 3-month renewal, then it makes sense to transition it.
Okay.
So
So you would be 6th of
June, July, August, 6th of September. It'll be the 9th of September or whenever, early September.
Got it.
But
Okay.
it would be from the 10th of September onwards for whatever period of time the CEO and I agree to.
Okay. So I'll leave the part for the company because I'll send that to you.
Yeah,
And
sure.
here, there's no need for retainer. And you'll be able to look a lot of just more detail at the contract.
Yeah, I usually have 30-day cancellation.
Okay. So here I usually, even though we have the client's name, I usually add the phone number, email address, and their actual physical address under here.
Okay, great. And I just got an email from Chris Reynolds saying that my logins are attached.
Okay, great. Yeah, I emailed him because I emailed him this morning to make sure everything's ready for our call. So I guess that's good. Okay. So for here, the scope of service, the scope of task is what I was mentioning with the in the placement order about the scope of services, I think it's called.
Okay, yeah, I usually have that in my contract, so I can just copy and paste that over essentially. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so here, as you know, this is Brian Dunkel, so he has that. And here would be the information about the billing and.
Yeah, and it'd be per month to be billed monthly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And essentially we'll do it as a retainer because they pay that up front and then it's drawn down by me working that month.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is okay because we would set it up with the billing department on how it's going to show up on the invoice. So if it's a monthly retainer.
Yeah, 11,000 per month. For most clients going forward, particularly larger ones, this is about the smallest I take. It'll tend to be 12,500 or 13,000 a month.
Okay.
for 2 days a week.
So that is the contract.
Okay. I
And
can fill in any remaining extra stuff in that and get it ready for them. Good.
yeah. Okay, so I'll save that and send that to you as
Yeah,
well.
having that on hand will make this, the re-signing, very easy and seamless from the client's point of view. Thank you for this, Mwape.
Oh yeah, no problem. And so usually what happens is I create, when the importance of the place an order is it gives me information to put into the contract. Once I've created the contract, I send it to you to review, make sure everything is in there that you want to be in there. Perfect. And then using the right signature, I send it to the client and then have it sent to Bob to sign, and then it's executed. Okay,
so we do it all through DocuSign like I do anyway. Great.
Yeah.
Super.
So you're going to get an email with quite a few documents from me.
That's okay. Yeah. I may not handle them instantly, but I'll schedule time to then go through them. So. Okay. So am I understanding this email from Chris Reynolds? Yes, he's given me the Wi-Fi. He's given me email, but this doesn't actually have Salesforce.
Let me see if he sent me anything.
Email from Salesforce. Okay, so he said it's coming from Salesforce. Got you.
Okay.
So the email seems to be, I presume, Microsoft Exchange was hosted at GoDaddy. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got you. So I can use my existing Outlook and just synchronize with that?
Yes.
My desktop? Perfect. I will get that done, and then I'll set it up on my phone after that. Perfect.
Okay. So did you want to go through Salesforce now, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'm just looking for, where would that be? I know large systems such as Salesforce aren't necessarily always good about that outbound email traffic. You often get batched up. Let me resynchronize and see if I've got it here in my Outlook. Thankfully, both of my networking meetings this week for biz dev are Zoom-based, so shouldn't be needing to hand out physical business cards. How long does it tend to take to get new business cards from the printers?
It's really quite good. I'd say if we place the order today or tomorrow, it should be, I would give it maybe mid next week that they're ready, or end of next week.
Okay.
To be ready.
Do we use a local printer, or do we use Vistaprint or something?
No, we have, there's a company that we work with that are close by. So actually really close by, right in Walnut Creek. So I can send your information to them. They send a proof. I send it to you to make sure everything looks good, and then it's good to go.
Okay, great. Yep, just need to work out what phone number I put on there, so I seem local enough. Probably go with my 415 for like Office Direct, and then my very out of area cell phone in case they need to text me. So, okay, we can get that done pretty quickly. That'd be great.
Yeah, and I'll send you kind of what the business cards look like. We have a few, and then you can just let me know what information you want.
I've got quite a number from various partners.
Oh, you probably do. Yes, of course. So yeah, just how you want the information to be on there.
I'll have to now take a look at all those partners and see who's got theirs done best.
And so I'm guessing you'd want the to-go group on your business card instead of the CFO, of course. Or would you like the COOs to go?
I think it's best to have the COOs because that's the focus of why a new contact would be engaging with me.
Okay.
And that's what I'm talking about. And I want it to stick over time. But then the contract to state the to-go group because there's so much more that's available.
Got it. Okay.
So,
can be done.
A little
All
bit
right.
of a nuanced strategy there.
Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense. Oh, okay. So I'll send you a couple of things right now, and then I'll send you more.
Great. It's going to feel very strange not carrying business cards I've had for 17 years, but there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go through the Salesforce now, or do you want us to?
I'm waiting to see if I get the
And we can
intro
always,
email.
we can even do it in the afternoon if
Not sure that's going to work for my schedule.
oh, okay.
I've got a noon Zoom call with one of Donna's referrals.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I might be able to do later. If it doesn't come through soon, might be able to push it back until 4, and we can reconvene then once the email from Salesforce has come through.
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah, I'm helping this new client firefight. They just had a key person on their production operations side quit with no notice this morning. So
Oh no.
trying to help rebalance responsibilities, even though I'm not scheduled until tomorrow. So, this happens. Yeah, I could absolutely do 4.
Okay, so I'll put that on.
I got your email, the PSA and the PO.
Yes. And I'll send you the rest of the documents as I compile them.
Overload. Well, thank you for helping make this onboarding, for breaking it down into chunks. I appreciate that. It's easier for me to absorb this way. So.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm going to copy this Zoom meeting to 4 o'clock then on my calendar here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to log back in on this same invite. If that would work for you.
Yes, that works just fine.
Okay. Got you. Well, is there anything else that it doesn't make sense to do anything else until we're into Salesforce?
I think that's it for now. The rest of the stuff is in Salesforce.
Oh, wonderful. We will adjourn until 4. Thank you for being able to make that.
Yes, no problem. Have a good day until then.
You too, Mwape. Thanks for your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.